Good morning. Good morning. It is Thursday, March 27th, and you are here live with me, award-winning author, Carylee Harrington, Tutu Queen. See my tutus in the back. I am so glad to be here with you this morning for this author chat. And I've entitled this today, You Are What You Make It. But before I get into that, of course, we have some housekeeping. If you are joining us live on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, no, it's going to be on Facebook on the replay. Let us know where you are joining us from. You know, I do know that people do come on and listen and don't like or leave a comment. But you know what? If you want me to be able to continue to make consistent chats and inspiration, author, whatever you get from this, please leave a comment, hit a like. You know, we're all dealing with these algorithms and these changes that are going on. And of course, even, you may see, oh, yes, I have so many subscribers and so many Instagram followers and so many Facebook followers, but we still need your help. I still need your help. So if you are a member of the community, make sure you hit that like button. If you are not a member of the community, come on and join the community so that you will be able to like, follow, share, see when I'm on, and get this info, or as some people say, get this tea. Yes, I have my tea today because my doctor friend has told me, hey, Carylee, it's time to start using some hand sanitizers and boost up your immunity. So I'm not playing with that. So, as you know, we have the Read with Carylee Children's Book Expo coming up in June in Brooklyn, New York. If you are in Brooklyn, if you're in the Brooklyn area, we hope to see you there. We are in contact with schools and sponsors that we will be rolling out all of this information in the coming weeks. So make sure if you're an author that's in the Brooklyn or New York area, New York City area, sign up because we want to see you there. The Read with Carylee show is coming back. We will be coming back with all new authors on YouTube. And we want to make sure that we are supporting authors and really helping the community to grow. So be sure that you are subscribed. If you're just seeing this in passing, hit subscribe so you know when we are having our new authors coming to read their stories to your kiddos soon. So I'm so excited about that. And also, authors, if you're not on the Read with Carylee Children's Author Directory, I don't know what you're doing. Things are coming up real fast, and we have a community that is going on the Read with Carylee Author Directory, and they want to find you. So let's get this going. Let's get on the directory. Let's be proactive. Let's get in this together because you are what you make it. Now, I know a lot of people have seen or heard this saying, you are what you make it. And I am definitely a follower of that. You know, there may be things that you've gone through. I'm like, even with my own story, I've gone through a divorce. I've gone through losing my house because of a greedy ex-husband that was determined to put me and my kids out on the street. But you know what? Hello, we're not on the street. Thank God. And you are what you make it. I could have been down in the dumps. I could have just decided to exit life altogether. But through, like, who would have guessed it, that through a horrible divorce, through being a single mother, raising two young boys, I have been able to build an empire. Yes, this is an empire. Read with Carylee is an empire, and it is doing so much, being recognized by so many people, to be even invited to work with different companies, being recognized by one of the Fortune 100 companies, having to be flown out to California. Little old me. I'm like, I am not someone that has come from a rich family. I don't have any billionaires in my family yet. I hope to be the first one. I don't have any billionaires in my family. My mother was a teacher, and um, and I am a marketer by trade. That's what I went to school for. That's what my career has been in. And now I write children's books. And through me writing children's books and building a business, I have been able to get, I'm having calls and emails come into me every day. I've been so fortunate. And even this week, have been invited to participate in 3 different programs to come and be a part of and read my books. I started out as just wanting to be someone that is, I started out really as a problem with through my son. My son came to me and said that he had a friend on the playground that said he should only be playing with Black kids. And I was just like, okay, all right, nope. So I set out to solve a problem. A lot of people might not like problems. And actually, I would say nobody likes problems. I don't like problems. I don't like the fact that I've had to go through a rough divorce. I don't like the fact that my son was told by a classmate that he should be playing with children of the same skin. But if I hadn't had that problem, if my son hadn't had that problem, I would not be where I am today. I would not be, sitting here in front of a camera, in front of a laptop, speaking to thousands of people. Having had the opportunity to speak to thousands of people, having had the opportunity to work with PayPal and work with the Washington Wizards, the Washington Commanders, I would not have had that opportunity, to work with now coming the Brooklyn Nets, and being able to go through all of that and know that I have a purpose. And there's some people that, yes, they may have been faced with the same obstacles, and they are either not here anymore because they chose that they could not handle that, or they have decided, what was me? I'm just going to skate through life, and it is what it is. I did not say it is what it is. I said, okay, I need to teach my son that no, we don't all just need to be with people of the same skin color. We are all a part of one human race, and we need to be able to appreciate the differences of ourselves. The difference with me being a Black woman who likes my hair blonde, who likes red lipstick, and who wants to wear tutus all the time. But that is all evolving. This is who we become, who we are. And I took my joy and skill of writing, and I decided to get into children's books. Getting into children's books is not easy. You know, you may have an idea, but you have to find an illustrator if you can't draw. You have to, get the storyboard in your head and figure out exactly what you want to convey and what you want to do. And that all is in everything that we do. And especially being a children's author. I say to people all the time, you have to be authentic to be a children's author, because you know what? Your audience will always find you out. And children have no filter. Children have no filter. Even when you are writing your book, you may think, oh, okay, yeah, I'm going to write these words and I need to dumb it down. No, children are very intelligent. And especially at this age, when you are writing for children between the ages of 2 and 7, they are sponges. They are taking everything in. So when I go in front of a classroom filled of children, I am a nervous wreck, because I know that I am feeding into the next generation. And I want to know and ensure that I am leaving them better than they were when I came. I am not just reading them a fairy tale. I am reading them a story that will shape their life, a story that will get them asking questions, a story that will let them say, hey, I can be an author, or I can make a difference, or I can be kind to someone else and know that that is the right thing to do. When we are authors, we need to not just say, oh, we're just reading to some little kids. We need to go with an intention. And I believe that is one of the reasons why I get asked to go back to other schools, because I go in there with an intention. I go in there with an intention to speak to children, to know what they are wanting to hear. And when I go in and the questions that they ask me, it helps me to really craft my author visits so that I am really trying to edify them, instead of just, like I said, just reading a fairy tale. Our children today need more than fairy tales. And it is up to us to be able to say, you know what? Yes, these children are intelligent. They are fantastic. They're going to be whatever they want to be in the world. And I am going to be a part of that. And, when you are a children's author or author on a whole, when I came into this, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no guidance. The only guidance that I had was from my mother, that said, publish your story. And even when she said publish my story, I was just like, me? I said, I don't want to be turned down by a publisher. I don't want someone to tell me that my story isn't valid. Your story is valid. There are kids out there that need your story. There are kids out there that need to hear what you have to say. That there are kids out there that may be able to relate to what you have to bring to them. My first book, some adults may pick it up for their child because it's about wearing glasses. That's only a part of what it's about. It's about embracing differences. I had a author visit, one of my first author visits before I became a tutu queen. And I read the story, Everyone Just Like Me. And it was to a second grade class at the Noakesville school. That student is possibly in middle school now, or probably high school, actually. And he said, I asked, what do you think this book is about? And he said, oh, it's about the fact that God made us different and we should all love each other. Being someone who is a Christian, who that was not my intended message with writing that book, but he got that message from my book. He was able to find, the detail in it that, yes, my book was about differences and everything, but I wasn't writing it with the intention to say, okay, well, God made us all different. Of course, I know that. God made us all to be able to love each other. Of course, I know that. But that may not be exactly the message, but that child was able to grasp that message from my book. And I was proud of that because, of course, that's always the underlying theme through everything that I do. It's not that I am screaming in anyone's face, yes, God made us do this and God is this and God is that. No. But at the end of the day, that message of love, that message of embracing differences, that message of we are one was able to be felt by that child. Now, I know a lot of people may write books, and yes, we think that everyone's going to buy our book. It's going to be a bestseller. Absolutely. Of course. We wrote it to be bestsellers. But no one will know what we have until we let it out. I with Read with Carylee, I hope to give a voice to children from the books that we write, and also a voice for authors, because it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot to be able to get your book out. Platforms like my platform, where no, I'm not just about me. I'm not just about my books. I'm not just about promoting my books. I don't even have my books around me right now, which I was just promoting my book. Yeah, it will be all in your face. But what I have, what I have here on my banners, this was for the Read with Carylee road trip, celebrating diversity in children's literature. That's what I'm about. That's what we're about here. I have over here, yes, Carylee the Tutu Queen, award-winning author, diversity advocate, entrepreneur, and publisher. Being able to help other people craft their stories, help other people publicize their stories. That's what I want to do. And that's what I believe that this platform, I was able to build this platform around. Now, there may be authors that are just saying, oh, okay, well, yeah, you have your platform, you're promoting other books. Okay, all right, that's nice. But I believe that we are one community. That's why, I have created the Read with Carylee author directory, so that we can go to have a place of community and go where people can find us. Because if we are, all over the place, somebody may be only be able to find your Facebook page or your Instagram or your website. But when they go to readwithcarylee.org, we currently have, I believe, like over 150 authors who are on our platform, who are sharing their content. So if one person went to readwithcarylee.org, they are able to then go and find those other 150 authors. Why be scattered when we can be together? That is what diversity is all about. And that is what the Read with Carylee community is all about. being able to bring us together so that we may be able to serve those who we intend to serve. And like I said, in the beginning, you are what you make it. We have the Read with Carylee. Actually, we have the Read with Carylee Kidlit Elevate Mastermind. We currently have 9 authors who are a part of that. Yes, I am a part of that mastermind. Everything that I put out are things that I do or things that I have done. And I'm coming to be able to help authors to elevate themselves, to give them the knowledge that I have gotten. Up and coming authors who have not been in this for 7 years. I've been in this for 7 years now. Actually, almost 8. My first book came out in 2018. I started writing it in 2017. And I've been able to put out 3 more books after that. And there are authors that can do that. And then there are authors that can't. There are some authors that I know that they've been pushing the same one book for the past 7 years. And then there are authors that I know that have written beautiful books, but with not knowing how to market yourself, how to get support from the community, to know how to really get this thing going. I know authors who have said, you know what, maybe this isn't for me. And they've stopped even selling their books. They may have it on Amazon, and they may get maybe 2 or 3 sales a year. And there are some that are lucky to be able to get 2 or 3 sales a day. But it is what you make it. Nothing in life is able to go on. You're not able to progress if you aren't willing to do the work that it takes. And not saying that it has to be hard work, because honestly, when I put on a tutu and I go out to see kids and I go out to author visits, it's not work for me. When I'm reading my book and I'm answering questions for students, it's not work for me. Being able to be recognized and being flown across the country, I don't consider that work for me. I am no longer behind a desk doing day-to-day. I've been able to leave corporate America, in some aspects, and do this full time, do my passion full time. And like I said, it is what you make it. If you set out a goal to be a fantastic children's author, you will be. If you set the intention to network and be able to speak with other authors, you got to join a network. You can't be successful by yourself. And you may say, oh yeah, there are people that have been successful by themselves. No. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you write a book, you want people to buy that book. That is not by yourself. When people buy your book, you get the return of the money. When people buy your book, they may be able to pass it along to someone else. When people buy your book, you're able to inspire children. You're able to get your good. Sorry, can't even speak right now. Get the word out about everything that you're doing. And here at Read with Carylee, we want to help authors be able to do that. So, if and butting about being a part of the author directory, you may not see the work that we're doing behind the scenes. You may not see the work that I'm doing behind the scenes, because everything that I do plugs Read with Carylee. And not just Read with Carylee, but Read with Carylee, the organization. to be able to buy books, to be able to get sponsors to buy books for authors in your state, in my state. I want to be able to fill bookshelves. The Norma Rose, local library that will be able to fill a bookshelf with books from authors in your area. When we go to New York, we want to be able to donate a Norma Rose local library to a school that is filled with books from authors that are going to be a part of our children's book expo. So this is what we do. This is the work that we do. And we can't continue to do that work without you. I know I can't continue to do that work without you. Like, if I go back to corporate America, I can't this live. I can't sit here in front of my computer and, write to a sponsor about sponsoring our book expo. I can't reach out to schools. I can't reach out to librarians and say, hey, come check out our authors that we have on the Read with Carylee children's author directory. Check out this children's book. I can't, there's so many things that we have, that programs that we have right now with Read with Carylee, that if we are not intentional, we won't be able to get that information out. We need to get out to schools. We need to get to communities. We need to get corporations and companies that believe in the work that we're doing, that believe in diversity in children's literature. And even though my algorithm has slowed down, and even though Instagram and Meta keeps slowing me down now from, I'm going from 500 views per day to now under 100. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard work. It's hard to see that the content that I'm putting out to be able to help others is being stifled because I have the word diversity, because I am woman-owned. And this is still Women's History Month. But there are forces that are working against that. And we just have to continue to go on. We just have to continue to persevere. And I will continue to persevere. But I have to be able to know that I have your support. Authors, parents, librarians. Children aren't on these apps, or shouldn't be. So I need your help. Like I said, you are what you make it. We are what we make it. I know the work that I'm doing. And I know how much it's benefiting others. So I just want you to continue to be a part of this. Authors, let's be a part of community so that we can right this ship. Because diversity is the only thing that will continue to help us thrive and survive. We can't be siloed. We can't be othered. We must embrace each other's differences and know that we are making a difference. Wow, my time is up. I hope that you have gotten something out of this. And if you are watching us on the replay, let us know where you're from. Give a heart, write a comment. Let's spread the word and continue to be awesome and amazing for our children and for tomorrow. So until Tuesday, remember to grab a book and read. I'll see you next time.